Hi students. Now, just another piece of work that needs to be done here. I'm going to bring across the PDF here. Now, you can see that there's these two feature windows here that need to be built in. And so that's what I'm going to do here. Only have to do it once, because if I do it on the ground floor, I'll be able to take all of the units and copy it and paste it up here into the first floor, which is handy enough to do. So you can see that that's an extrusion out from the wall, built in the factory and then brought out to site. The thing that decision you need to make with this is building this unit here is pretty simple enough. I'm going to show you how to do that. It's the strategy for the windows in here really that need to be thought about. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to create a large ope um, uh, inside the extrusion here, and I'm going to build that with a curtain walling. And I'll have, if you like, vertical supports for the CLT panels above here, built into the mullion, if you like, of the curtain wall. I think that's how I'm going to go about doing it. Other ways would be to literally perhaps leave the wall in and just place windows to size and shape to go in there. That's another way of going about it. So I haven't 100% decided as yet. But first thing I'm going to do is going to build the extrusion here. I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay. So we're working on this wall here, and I'm going into my ground floor plan. So what I've done is I've created a whole series of reference planes. Okay. Simple enough to do, all the way around there. So I've gone to the inside here of that one, and on the inside here of that kind of frame there. And I put a reference plane in for each of the mullions, if you like, that'll be going in. So this is the wall that's in the background. So that's a solid wall there at the moment. Now, as I said, we could take that wall out by selecting the wall and going into the profile and doing that way. We could slip a window in here. Now, remember, this is the CLT wall, so it's only the structural piece. We still have to finish this. So that's why I'm kind of thinking that maybe a curtain walling the whole way across there might do the trick as well. And in these positions here, we can have vertical supports built into the mullions, which will support the CLT panels up on top, something like that. So that's kind of my idea, my strategy there at the moment. Right, so I'll go into the south elevation. Here's all my uh, reference planes that I created. Okay, so where are we? So I think that the windows go from this point here to that point there, and so I've set these out according to the section on the plans as well. So I think I'm 900 off the ground here. I'm making the windows 1800, so that's 2.7, which would just about come in under the ceiling level in there is around 2.8, 2.93, I think, something like that. If we need to drop it down 100 or 200, we can do that as well. So 900 plus 1800 puts the division person standing there more or less in the middle of the window. So I'll go about it doing it that way. Now, so how do we do this? Well, we're going to do a model in place. And what I don't encourage model in place because it has certain disadvantages. Sometimes it's the only way to get around and do certain things here, and this is a case for that. So it's if you didn't do it, it'd be quite difficult to build that. You'd be putting in walls, floors, and roofs and things like that. And to be honest, we don't want that. It's going to be split up. It's going to be built in the factory and brought out and put in place. So I think this is probably as good a way to do it as any. So we're up to architecture component model in place. So what are we going to model? Well, we're going to model a wall. And we'll call it walls 1 or walls 2, whichever. It doesn't really matter. And we'll hit OK. So what are we going to do? We're going to do an extrusion. Before we do that, very important. Let me just cancel that. So we're going to have to build this on a reference plane. So you saw the reference planes that I created here, but I've also, this is the important one, I've created this reference plane. So that runs at the front of the CLT wall the whole way through, and I've called it GF window, okay? Because that's the one we're going to make active, and that's the one that we're going to model on. All right, we're going to model on that one. Okay, so let's get back to the south elevation here. And I'm going to go into architecture. Before I do my model in place, I'm going to say set the work plane, hit the drop down box. Here's the GF window, the reference plane that I created. Go OK, and just to show you that, that's it there. All right. If we go into a 3D and hit show, you can see, I'd have to set it independently there if I wanted to do that. And still on that way, but it's actually on the south elevation. Yeah, so it's vertical there. That's what I want to draw on there, basically. Okay. Right. So let's go. Now we're going to component model in place. So I'm drawing on the elevation, if you you know what I mean, in the position where that reference plane is. And what are we drawing here? Okay, so we're going to draw more walls. All right. Click OK, and we're going to do an extrusion. And now I'm just going to model in some sketch lines here. So a little bit hard to see, so I might just turn off the showing the reference plane. The reference plane is still active, but I just turned it off there. It's just a little bit tricky to see here. Get there. And see me reference planes. Okay. So, do you know what I'll do here? I'll just cancel that. Just go back into here. Turn the visibility of that off. I might just use some model lines. I just can't see. There it is there. Okay, so I'm going from intersection there to intersection here. All right. So it's the window. All right. Now that I can see it, I will go back to create extrusion. Again, let's just pick that one now that I can see it. Okay. Now I'm going to go into my offset tool up here, and I'm going to offset it at 250. See up here, numerical 250, and we'll offset to the outside there. All right. Now, by doing that, what I've done is that I've created the solid that I'm going to extrude is going to be within these lines here. And the extrusion end and start, so the start is 0 and the end is 700, and that should push this out towards me. And if I do this in 3D, you'll see that. Okay, so we'll finish. There's the extrusion. And then what I want to do is I want to put a material on that. So I've got my CLT wall material. Okay, so I'm putting that on that. I'm going to finish the model, and that's that one there. All right, so we've created that. Okay, so now I'm back into my south elevation here. Got that created. So I'm going to pick the wall, and I'm going to say now edit the profile of that wall. And I'm going to do similar, create the box in here like so. All right, and that should be that. Let's just check that in 3D. Yeah. So there's the opening there. Now I'm not going to do the curtain walling in the structural models. All I'm doing is creating the OPEs there for the moment. All right. So now I'm going to take that and I'll add its selection. This here. I'm going to copy that up there. And now I'm going to paste it to a selected view, and it's going to go to the first floor. Okay. Maybe it needs to go to the second floor. All right. So we'll just undo that. Come out again. Okay. Copy and paste to selected levels. I thought it was the first floor I did there. Okay, maybe it's working its way down, so we'll just undo that again. So select and copy, paste to selected levels. There you go. All right. Don't know why it was fooling me that way. Okay, so you got that basically set up there for you now. So what's left to do in this structural model is I have to put in my CLT uh, base for the roof here and here. I have to finish out any other CLT. I've got CLT over here again. So let's just pick that one and go copy and then paste into, okay, set one there. All right, and then I can pick it and extend it out over to here, so on. So it's just it's the exercise now of going through, getting all your walls in place, and then creating the opes in each of these according to your um, elevation diagrams here. So you can see there's another little extrusion there. So you've done it here. You can do that again there. There's a door to go in there. There's windows to go in here. On the back, there's all those windows, a couple of doors on that. So just go through each of the elevations, window here. And then at the back, that's the big curtain walls that we'll be putting in there. There's a door here. So again, you need to go through and create all of those openings, because what you're going to be doing in the architectural model is creating the finished wall, if you like, and you'll be inserting windows and doors into maybe that finish, uh, rather than the structural. Now, there's a good point. Are we going to do it that way or not? So I'll have to have a little think about that and see if that's the right way to go about it. But however, look, you created both of those things there, and you could do the same for the one that's happening here. Okay, that'll do for this video for the moment.